guys, welcome back to my channel. I was gonna do a fun video today. At least I think it's fun. I think everything's fun though, so what does that really say? Oh, I could like literally cover this whole chair with my back. Okay, so what I wanted to go over was maybe what to expect as a hairstylist, or like if you were to become a hairstylist, if you were going to go and spend 1,600 hours to achieve your dream, if you think that's your dream. I highly recommend it and encourage it, but I do think it could be a waste of time if for some reason you were thinking it's going to be something totally different than what it is. And so this is things that I think is just useful information. So as you guys know, or hopefully you know, I am a hairstylist. I have been licensed since 2012 and I did hair off and on in that time frame. So before, just to give you an idea of, you know, why. I was actually in property management before I went into hair, so clearly I felt like I had hit as much as I can hit in property management, and I didn't think anything was gonna happen. I kind of feel like I'm a little 90s with these like straps and the choker though. I don't know if you guys agree. I had felt like I wasn't gonna move up in the company anymore, so I think I was like really trying to dig, and I've been digging for years, okay? And I'll get into that a little bit later, but I know what I wanted to do with my life. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So I did end up wanting to go into hair school. So I just wanted to give you guys like some good pointers on pros and cons of being a hairstylist. I am a booth renter, always have been. I never did the hourly situation. I never did commission. Not saying that those things are not great. It depends on what kind of person you are, to be honest. Not everyone's going to succeed in any of those avenues if they're not meant to be in those avenues. You definitely want to do a little bit of soul searching before you know, go out and try. I basically overheard someone the other day, like someone was asking this girl, oh, are you like an aspiring hairstylist? And she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe like when I get older I'll become one to do it on the side, you know, like because it looks fun or something like that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, we can make it look like it's a fun job, but it's definitely a job. It's not necessarily a hobby. I don't know why that's so I mean, I'm sorry, when I say not necessarily a hobby, it's just like, I think it's just because we look like we're having a good time, because we are, but at the same time, it's not a hobby. You do need to get paid, and that is why it's annoying when some people like just want to like diminish your job and be like, oh, well, this is my financial situation, what can you do, I'm your friend, yada yada yada, whatever the case is. It's like, you don't go to your mechanic and, you know, argue with why they're charging something for that car. It's actually, what is it called? A privilege to get your hair done? Or what is it called? I'm sorry, you have to get your hair cut, okay? That's like a no-brainer. Obviously there's box style alternatives, and people usually end up going a very, very terrible route when they do that. And they come to the salon and we're supposed to fix it like for nothing. That's not the case. You end up spending way too much on product, and you have to think, and like you have to cancel out all these things. It's kind of like, really, you know what I mean? So I just don't like when some people like really demean the job. It's not okay. I personally didn't really run into this issue. I think it's because when I first started out, I didn't treat anyone like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for fun. First of all, I was working 40 hours a week, and when I went to school, I had to go after work, so it was like 8:30 to 5 for work, and then 5:30 to 10 for school, Monday through Friday, everything, and then I had weekends off, thank goodness. But I would actually, once I did graduate, I did start doing hair in my apartment. I did that, and then so about 6 months or so after I graduated is when I was looking on Craigslist and I found a good price booth rental salon, and then I started working there. And that's gonna be, like I said, like a whole nother story in itself. But anyways, I wanted to go back into that and say like, I don't know if I'd say like do this as like a side job. If you already did it and you realize, oh shoot, this isn't for me, then yeah, definitely do that as a side job, but not like going into it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of a weird mindset. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be rude. It's not a weird mindset. It's just like a confused mindset, I should say. I don't know, what do I know? So not to offend anybody, like literally, but I think I just want to kind of like open your mind and make sure you know like there's a lot of money and time involved, and so side isn't necessarily, shouldn't be your goal, I guess. Shoot for high. I don't see the harm in giving any of those a try, and you'll figure out really quick what is going to work and what's not going to work for you. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is picky clients. So alternative to picky clients, and you get actual grateful clients. I wanted to make sure that I made that a point, because most of my clients, thank goodness, they're just like, oh, you're a professional, you know what you're doing, do what you want, da 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 da. But it's like, okay, I kind of need like a direction. Like we're not just like, we're kind of okay, like, oh, you'll look good with this, but not to like a full extent. Some people were just stumped. We're just like, okay, well, this is the hair you got. What do you want to do with it? You know what I mean? So usually everyone knows kind of what they want. If I get one more Pinterest picture and like they don't fully understand why it's not gonna happen right then and there, I don't have an assistant, I don't have all day, you don't have the money, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, oh my God, like who made Pinterest and Instagram? Like, oh my gosh, you know, but it's okay as long as you explained it to them, you know, under promise, over deliver. That I won't go too much more into that, but like I said, you know, if you get clients, they happen, they'll get weird on you and that kind of thing, but all you have to do is cut them off at the, you know, like nip it in the bud, and don't let them take control of you, because it's like, you guys basically have a mutual agreement when you start the appointment. They always say to really stress on the consultation for that reason. I'm very good about it, so I usually don't have problems. I can actually go more into depth with that, like how to handle a picky client, how to really make sure your consultation is going well, that kind of thing. I could do that as an extension to this video if you guys want. Definitely comment down below if that's something that's interesting to you, and then I'll get a good feedback from this video as well. The next thing is standing. So if you're a type of person who just hates standing and cannot stand around or is afraid of varicose veins, this is definitely a job that's gonna require standing. So you have to stand behind the chair. Basically, if they're processing, you can go sit down, try to eat and stuff like that. But when you're working with chemicals, you need to know your times and you have to be checking. So really don't count on that. But you know, it can happen. It definitely can happen. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that as well. Like a lot of retail jobs, you have to stand. So if you hated that for, you know, when you worked in retail, that's what's going to happen with hair. So comfortable shoes, you can't wear high heels. If you have seen people, I'm sorry, you can do whatever you want, but don't come talking to me when you're 70 and your feet are done, okay? So I definitely ditched that a long time ago. So I literally wear Nikes to work, and if you guys want to see an outfit of the day of me in the salon, I think I'm going to do a day in the life of a hairstylist. So again, like if you guys want to see that video, let me know. But I have a lot of ideas, so we just got to keep rolling with the punches, getting them out, which is why we have this video. If you are looking for more of a freedom aspect of things financially and schedule wise, it is nice. I can actually let you know that you can make more money in less time, but depending on how much you want to work and that kind of thing, like it could be equal to like a minimum wage job, but you don't work as much hours, and you get to pick your own schedule if you booth rent. If you're commission or you're hourly, that's not the case. I do not, that's why it's not for me. I'm like, you didn't tell me where I'm gonna come, especially because I was working another job, so I couldn't have done that. Or you could have. I knew that one of my friends from beauty school did that, but it just wasn't for me. I'm more of like a gung-ho type of person. I like to take control. I didn't have a problem building clientele the first time. I don't have a problem right now. I'm just making it work, and I'm playing it by ear, you know, going as I go, as far as that's happening. But I'm actually really impressed with myself, you know, so I'm trying, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, which actually brings me into another one. You're constantly on social media, so you need to market yourself, advertise for yourself. Like even if you're in any of those avenues, they expect you to bring clientele to the table. It's just not as expected, because I mean, they could get possible more walk-ins, especially because they want you to work, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you may have a better chance of building clientele. Technically, you're not supposed to take the clientele with you though if you decide to go a different route. So that's just how that goes. Let me cross some of these off. You need to have some general knowledge of running your own business. So that is how you want to take it. Basically, I learned all on my own. There's QuickBooks, and then you can use like Square and things like that. So I know if you want to have a business like all on your own, Square is an amazing option, because then people would have swiped their card. You do get charged a percentage, but it never really made a difference to me. But I guess nowadays people can like add on because you get charged. So it's just up to, you know, the business as far as how they want to go. It is a write-off. So you'll be learning about write-offs. You'll have to go purchase items. That's another thing. When you're a commission or rental salon, they are supposed to supply everything for you aside from tools. And then when you're renting, you have to get, I said renting earlier, but I meant hourly. When you're renting, you have to buy everything on your own, except for like maybe back bar or something like that, refreshments for your clients. So you need to get good at that. You want to make sure that like you can get ahead of the game and try to do big orders, because then you can save money on colors and like that in bulk. But if not, then you just kind of like go as you go, and then if you run out, you go buy the other color that you ran out of. So you just gotta kind of like keep track of that. If you ever go to like a styling event or any event, you get to write the gas mileage off, but not if you just go to your salon every day. Your phone, internet, you know, basically you have to have those things in order to run a business. So those are quick little write-offs. But you will definitely find out how annoying taxes are like when that time comes. Holy smokes. So yeah, you want to get kind of good at that. There's a lot of cattiness in salons, and then I could say the flip side of that, like there could be not a lot of cattiness. However, almost all of the salons I've worked at, I've dealt with it, and it's just the most annoying thing on the planet. I personally like to stay in my own lane. I don't judge people for what they're doing. I don't comment on what they're doing. It's rude. It's not how you should act in a salon, whether you're any of those options. I don't see why anyone cares about what the person next to them is doing unless it's a good, uplifting, positive, you know, thing. But you still want to be careful with your verbiage because it will freak a client out, and the words you choose really matter. Like, oh, so you're going with more of a loose curl. It's like, no, I didn't want a loose curl. I wanted a tight curl. You know what I'm saying? So just because it's happening at that moment, just don't comment on it. Just leave it alone. Just like, oh, you look pretty. Leave it at that. Like, oh, that's pretty. Don't even comment on the color. That happened to me once in beauty school, and someone said like, oh, that's a really dark, and that like freaked the client out. Toners look dark when they're wet. It's like, oh my god. So like I had to spend the whole time explaining to her like, oh my god, it's not dark. Like, chill out. Just let me freaking cut your hair and blow dry. It's like the most uncomfortable 20-35 minutes, however long it is, of your life. So it's like, it sucks. Like the person next to you could really mess up some situations. Yeah, most likely cattiness will be in your salon. So just, you know, like I said, stay in your own lane. Always be positive. Just stop talking to that person if they're making you uncomfortable. You know, you don't have to be friends with everybody. That's just how it goes. There's never going to be like a full working salon that just like gets along. I mean, there could be, but it's not very common. Competition goes along with that. So even when you're not even trying to be competitive, the person next to you is trying to compete with you without even you knowing, and it just can get annoying. So like I said, I for some reason have always had issues with some people. I don't personally try to like make anyone feel bad. I'm a very general positive person. Sometimes my personality can be a bit much, and that's when I scale it back. Like I'm very aware of myself. I know I'm like a hot mess. I talk a lot. I'm loud. I'm bubbly. Like people can get real annoyed real quick. So it's just like I feel them out. Okay, we're not talking. No problem. Like I'm just gonna go over here unless you ask me a question, and then I'm there. You know, it's so weird. But like I get along with a lot of people. But I've had issues in the past. Like, again, we'll get into that with the future. Along with that is sales. So again, whatever option you choose, honestly, sales is always going to help you because let's just say you want to go own your own salon one day. You're already going to have the knowledge and the experience of having sales. Or if you wanted to go work in a different, like same industry, different option. So like the actual sales part of things, education, whatever, they want to know that you can sell retail. That's all it's ever about, is just retail, retail, retail. So you want to like definitely practice with the products that you're handed to, and they usually like in the salon let you use products and like that kind of thing, and that's what back bar is usually provided so that you can sell for them as well. So I know it's getting a little confusing in California. I don't know, like apparently they're not supposed to do that, or I don't really know. So I'm gonna like not really dabble into that, but it's just like a quick like information, I guess. I'm doing pretty good with Kevin Murphy right now, so I'm excited about that. I like to be able to sell products to people because I really do want them to take care of their hair. I mean, they spend a lot of money when they come into my salon, not my salon, but where I work, and I want them to like not go and use Pantene Pro V, okay? So I definitely make sure that they're educated, and that's all it really comes down to, educating on them, offering a solution to their problem, that kind of thing. So they can just say, no, that's totally fine, don't be pushy. No need to be pushy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't make the product, don't be offended, like who cares? So you also get to create in a salon. So you get to have your own creativity involved with your makeup, how you dress, you know, appropriately of course, and especially when you're going to create beautiful colors on clients. I know some people are better at cutting than they are coloring, and vice versa. I'm definitely more of a colorist than I am a cutter, but I get a lot of compliments on my cuts, so I don't know why. I'm just like, ooh, I don't know, I just trim what you got kind of thing. Like I work with what they have because I don't want them to have like a culture shock, but then I try to blend it as well because sometimes they come in and it's a little unblended. Doesn't necessarily mean that the last stylist like that could have been just like a really long time since they got a cut, whatever. Like there's so many factors. So I don't really love when people are like, oh my god, look at that before, I can't believe they walked out of the salon like that. there's, especially like orange hair. Like orange hair goes back to orange if you don't tell them. Been there in a year and it's grown out. Like, come on, they're gonna look crazy. Like, that's just how it is. I'd love to see my befores when some people, or my afters, I don't know, their befores would be like my hair. That'd be hilarious. I'd be like, ew, who did that? And it's like, yeah, I saw Stephanie last week. Oh my god. But yeah, it happens. And like, you know, they're just, sometimes it's just nice to like be like, you know, like, and then it's just there. It's just, this is the before, this is the after. Never like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that anyways. I just like to quickly show like, oh, this is how it looked. It was really grown out. Look how I blended this, you know? So I have some judgy clients as well that haven't even been in your chair yet. So I'm a lot more careful on the pre-consult. I'm now just scheduling consultations with new clients because it gets very overwhelming via text. It gets very, even if you called them, when they don't know what you're talking about, like they just like, oh, okay, I haven't met her yet. Like I might as well just back off. Like, okay, like, you know, nobody's harmed. Want to know your prices, which you want to give them a general starting plan. But we'll be very judgmental about that, even though I charge what my salon charges. Like most recently I found this girl and she's like, oh, like she was just being really annoying for lack of a better word. And she wasted a lot of my time, which is fine. Like I allowed her to, honestly. So I knew it was going to be like a, look, I'm not going to end up doing your hair either way because you're kind of annoying before I even meet you. So imagine when I do her hair. In fact, she had gotten her hair done at my salon and I have no idea who did it. So I wouldn't out them anyways. But I also didn't ask her. I don't really care. But she's like, oh my god, I can't believe I ended up with this whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, it's up to you if you want to come to me, yada yada yada. This is what I'm going to put you through. Like, this is what I'm gonna have to do, so this is why I'm charging you this. And then she's like, okay, what's just a little bit more expensive than I wanted to. I'm like, okay, no problem. I stopped talking to her. Then she reached out to me and was like, okay, well, I'm thinking about it, yada yada yada. And then because I had switched salons, it's a long story, and then like I'm back at the same salon, but she doesn't even know that anymore because I just like offered her a different, oh, and then I had this date or this date. And she's like, well, do you have this date? And I'm like, no, I don't. So again, this goes back to the picky client. I'm like, did I say I had that date? I was just like not worried about it anymore because I'm like, you're gonna be more work than you are like, you know, profit. So even though I don't really love turning money away, but sometimes we gotta. So then she, well, because then I offered her a different date. Like this is 2 days ago that she could have, that's the day she asked for. So I offered her a different day this week. And she's like, oh, I've been asking around and you're actually really expensive. I'm like, okay, no problem. Thanks for responding. Block. So she shouldn't see anything I post anymore. Thank goodness. Because that, you just got to do that. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll go find someone else then. Good luck, you know? She, like I said, she would have been uncomfortable anyways coming back into the salon, but I don't even know if that girl works there anymore. So too many choices. So that is a scary thing with cosmetology because you are a licensed hair, skin, and nails technician, if you will. So the opportunities are endless, and that could be overwhelming to a person who doesn't like know their true passion. Mine started out with hair, then I got into makeup thanks to YouTube. When my YouTube channel was like I don't do very well with beauty videos on YouTube, so it is what it is. Not my fault completely. Like, you know, I lack confidence in certain areas and I didn't gung-ho it when I should have. Things like that. So I restarted my Instagram pages so many times. I restarted my YouTube channel. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. I'm not making excuses, but it's also just a little bit of help if for some reason your little blog isn't taking off. Like I'm there with you. Okay, but yeah, there's so many choices that you could do so many things, and like it could be very scary. So I'm starting to just chill out, just do color in the salon, you know, take things as it goes. I really do want to do makeup lessons. I want to pursue that. I really do like to do that, but I just have to like take it how it comes, you know. So my actual money maker is hair. That's what I'm gonna do. Cleaning. If you don't like to be clean and organized, please don't get into this industry. Like, you have to clean your tools more than even one time. You have to clean them with soap, dry them, then you have to watch them for 10 minutes, and then you have to rinse them and dry those. So after every client, you have to wipe down the chair. So there's a lot of things. Just for your scissors, you have to get your scissors sharpened. Okay, that's an expense. But yeah, so like if you're not a clean person, please just stop. No, there's a lot of messy hairdressers. Like, artists are messy, but you have to be messy in a different way. Like, I mean, I'm talking like maybe colors flying. I don't know. You don't really want to do that either, though. So you can get someone, okay? But yeah, I'm like, there's a lot of cleaning. In fact, a lot of people, when I went to a suite, they watched me do everything. So they're like, oh my god, there's a lot of cleaning involved. I'm like, yeah. You know, you just do it and get over it. And if you are, this is my last but not least, if you are not comfortable with rapid change, this is a highly changing industry. So it's always forever changing. I love change, so I'm excited about it. That's the one thing that I had to get back into when I came back to the industry, was keeping up. Even though I thought I knew what was happening, I'm like, okay, wait, no, this is all changed. I had to like go educate myself and pay for it and all that jazz. So yeah, it's a never-ending expense industry, but it's fun if you make it fun. To clear, like, you know, kind of go over some pros and cons of doing hair, because it's not all like kicks and giggles, and it's not just like, you know, applying box dye on someone's hair and calling it a day. Like, that's not what happens. You have to know chemistry, and you have to know how colors work, and you have to know the law of color, and you have to know how they cancel each other out, how they add to each other. So there's so many things to be careful with the chemicals. Like, you're constantly working with chemicals all day long and changing the developers and stuff for what you need. So it's like literally not, I don't know why someone ever said like hairstylists are kind of like ditzy or blonde or whatever, because like there's like a lot of knowledge that needs to happen. So it's just interesting to give you guys a little bit of tidbit information. I just personally do have a love for hair, so that's that. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on and kind of go over some things with you guys. Definitely let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Not sure what I'm even going to call this video, but I know that it's going to be some type of business building block if you want it to be a hairdresser, so, and or makeup artist. It kind of falls in the same category. Not exactly, but you know, I'm like hand in hand with both. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Definitely share this video so that people can see or waste their time. Why not? Help me grow. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.